This is a review of the Turtles in Time arcade cabinet from Arcade1Up. I'm really in love with the design of this cabinet. You have the light-up marquee at the top and the light-up control deck. There's a little button in the corner here that lets you switch between different colors. For me, I like the purple or the green the best. The controls themselves are quick and responsive. I've never had a problem with the controls on any Arcade1Up cabinet. There's also some cool fake coin slots on the front here. I kind of wish you could push these in, but still, it looks great. Especially when you compare it to the flat image of this that Arcade1Up used to use. The side art's accurate to what was on the original arcade cabinet.
The turtles don't look quite like what you'd expect them to, but it is authentic to the original cabinet.
The turtles look super weird, almost claymation-y, but I don't know, I kinda like it. The included riser has the turtles logo on the side and two of the turtles on the front. And then the stool has the other two turtles. The stool also has the turtles logo, the Nickelodeon logo, and the Arcade1Up logo on it. The stool's really light, it's also nice and soft, it feels good to sit on for a long time. The light-up deck is definitely the coolest design feature on this cab. There are actually two different arcade games on this machine. There's 1992's Turtles in Time, the arcade game, and 1989's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Pressing the second player button will bring up options for both games. We have how many lives you can start out with, the difficulty, demo sound, and scan lines on or off. Scan lines are black horizontal lines that imitate what it would look like on a CRT television. There was a port of the 1989 arcade game on the Nintendo Entertainment System, but the Nintendo just simply
couldn't replicate what the arcade cabinet was able to do. The graphics, the sound, everything is just way better on the arcade cabinet version. This is such a fun beat-em-up game. Of course, it's the most fun if you're playing with friends, but it is fun single player. Each level ends with a different boss fight. Now, these boss fights were literally designed to steal kids' quarters, so it's not always fair. Like, you can't avoid getting hit by them, but they're still a ton of fun. If you grew up on the Ninja Turtles like I did, the nostalgia you'll get playing these games is hard to describe. It's incredible. The real draw, of course, to these arcade cabinets is playing with friends. I had a couple friends over because I wanted to show that multiple people can stand and play, and it's not too tight of quarters, but we ended up having so much fun just playing this game. Of course, the more people you have playing, the more chaotic everything gets, as there's going to be a lot of characters on the screen. You're going to forget which turtle you are, but that's part of the charm, that's part of the fun. Now, Turtles in Time takes everything that the 1989 arcade did right and builds on it. There are a lot more enemy types, the turtles have a lot more personality in how they're animated, and most importantly, there are a lot of really fun and unique stages to explore, thanks to Shredder putting the turtles into a time warp. Each level feels completely different to the last, and there's often some really cool obstacles in the level that you need to avoid.
Let's go over the differences between Turtles in Time, the Super Nintendo game, and Turtles in Time, the arcade game. While the graphics are pretty good in the Super Nintendo game,
the arcade game graphics are just slightly better.
The Super Nintendo game did offer a time trial and versus mode. They're both really simple, but man, I had a ton of fun playing this versus mode as a kid. The Super Nintendo also has some extra levels that the arcade game is missing.
The major advantage that the arcade game has over the Super Nintendo game is that you can play 4-player instead of just 2-player.
And of course, both arcade games have the advantage of being able to play them online. The only issue is that the lobbies are often empty. Though I have found if I just start a game and start playing, someone usually joins in with me. Arcade1Up used to sell a different version of this cabinet, so the design is different, the control board doesn't light up, the marquee doesn't light up, and it doesn't have online capabilities. The only real negative thing that I have to say about this cabinet is that other Arcade1Up cabinets have way more games on them. It isn't uncommon for an Arcade1Up cabinet to have 12 games on it, and this only has 2. Even if they found a way to add in the home console versions of these games, it would be so much better. Or Turtles Tournament Fighters, I mean, how cool would that have been? That being said, if you're interested in this cabinet, and you probably are if you're watching this video, I still highly recommend it. I've had a ton of fun playing it. I also did a video on the assembly. It's super easy, it should be on this screen right now, and follow me for more content like this.